You don't have to be afraid of the truth. Unless, of course, you are living in darkness. If you are living in darkness, then yes, you will want to run from the light. If you are living a lie, you will want to hide from the truth. That is exactly what Jesus Christ said. Jesus Christ said that light has come into the world, but men loved the darkness rather than the light because their deeds were evil. You see, folks, that is why they put up a big fence around this place. That is why there's not a large sign out here that says Child Sacrifice Center. That's why it's tucked back in this neighborhood, looking like a legitimate business. That's why they cover it under the euphemism of women's health care, women's center, reproductive justice. That's all a manner, that is all a means of shrouding the reality of abortion in the darkness. That is all a way to hide from the light. They put this big wall up for you people so that you can do your evil behind the walls. Of course you are ashamed of abortion. Of course you are ashamed to be here. That is because what is done in the darkness is shameful. A mother murdering her own child is shameful. Folks, one day there will be no more darkness to hide in. All the walls will be torn down. All the euphemisms will be taken away. Everything that you now use to cover up your sin, all of the approval that you find in the world for your sin, one day it will all be done away with, folks, and you will stand naked and bare before your Maker. You will stand before the Creator of heaven and earth, a righteous and holy God who demands righteousness and holiness from His creatures. And the only thing that will matter on that day, folks, is whether or not you are clothed in the righteousness of Jesus Christ through faith in His sacrifice on the cross and His resurrection from the dead, or whether you will stand there clothed in the filthiness of your sins, folks. Those are the only two options that each of us have before a holy and righteous God. You see, folks, because we are all filthy sinners. Myself, my buddy over here, we have all sinned against God. We have all broken the law of God. And therefore we are all unrighteous. We are all unholy. Folks, that is what we are here to call you to today, is faith in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the only name given under heaven by which men must be saved. He is the only Savior that can take away your sin. He is the only one that can reconcile you to God. He is the only one that can take the penalty of your sin upon Himself. He is the only one that has been perfectly righteous, perfectly obedient to the law of God, perfectly holy. He is the only one that can satisfy the demands of God's law, because He is the only one in history who has ever lived it. And folks, if you are going to be judged according to the standard of God's law, and each of us will be, what hope do you have apart from Jesus Christ? How can you be so cold-hearted? Look what your sin has done to you. It is devastating you. Be freed from your sin today, ladies. Be freed from your slavery to sin and come to Jesus Christ in faith. Bow your knee to him as Lord, and he will set you free. But do that now before you murder your child. Do that today before you have to regret this decision the rest of your life and live with the fact that you have killed your own child. Ladies, if you walk out of that clinic today, right now, and in 6 months, in 7 months, in 8 months, 9 months, however long before you give birth, I promise you, I guarantee you, I am 100% sure that not a single one of you, if you will spare the life of your child today, upon giving birth to that child, looking at him or her, holding him or her in your arms, you will never in a million years think, I really wished I would have had your skull crushed instead. I really wish your arms and your legs would have been ripped off your body and you would have been thrown in a trash can 7 months ago. In other words, ladies, you will never regret not murdering your child. But you will regret every single day for the rest of your life that you did murder your child. And now is like a time that there will never be a time again when you have the choice, the decision right now to show mercy on this child. You have the ability to say, I will not kill this child. I will instead love this baby boy and girl because this baby boy or girl deserves my love, is valuable and precious in the sight of God. And you can choose in faith to love your child today and to obey God and turn to Jesus Christ in faith.
I'm not passing any judgment on opinions or anything like that. I understand what you guys are doing, but do you guys have a permit
Nope.
to show your... Okay.
Don't need one.
Okay. Can you guys hang out or head on the way? Because you have to have a permit.
No,
you have to have... You cannot have a... You're not going to leave.
We don't need a permit, and we're not.
Yes, you do if you're holding some type of an assembly
No,
or a protest.
No, we don't. Call your lieutenant out here. I have his name. I have his card. He's been out here several times. They've tried to lie to me about that before. You're totally mistaken.
In order to show some type of assembly,
No, we don't.
you don't need
Call your lieutenant.
Okay, I will call. And then do you have a permit for your noise speaker?
Don't need one.
Yes, you do.
No,
yeah.
I don't. I have the city ordinance. You don't need one.
Okay.
A lawsuit was won against being able to use amplification. We can use it.
Okay. All right. Well, I will
You
get
just
my
don't know what
lieutenant
you're
out
talking
here.
about.
Okay. Well, I just spoke to the permits department because I was unsure of it, and they said in order to use an amplification device in a situation like this, you have to have a noise permit.
I have a screenshot of the city ordinance. I'll find it amongst my million screenshots.
Okay. I'll see if I can. I'll let you know when you come over. All right. Thank you. All right. So I was wrong. You were right. You do not need a permit because that's the
Right.
amendment. Now, the loudspeaker.
Hold on. I'm not trying to ignore you, but
I understand what you're
This
trying
is
to do
more
because
important.
somebody just pulled in.
Hey folks, can we come talk to you guys for a second?
folks, y'all don't have to go in there today. We want you to love your
Yeah.
child today, ma'am. Ma'am, please love your child today. Your child deserves your love and care, ma'am.
You can turn back,
Can I
man.
talk
There
to you for a
is
second real
grace
quick
in
about the
Christ,
loudspeaker?
man.
Right. What I'm saying is that's more important at the
I
moment.
understand that. Okay.
As soon as they walk in.
Okay. With in regards to the loudspeaker, can we get you to? You guys are able to voice your opinion. That's fine. You guys are able to stay here. We cannot do anything about that. That, like you said, that is your amendment right. Okay. Loudspeaker wise, do we have to do the loudspeaker? Because his voice is just as loud as yours.
They can't hear him in the building, though. And you got
His voice is also pretty
I
good.
almost lost my voice earlier, so. 34.5 exemptions. The following sources of potentially excessive sound shall be exempt from noise control regulations. 1, safety signals, alarm devices, storm warning, blah, blah, blah. Noise created for which the permittee has received a noise permit that was issued pursuant to section 34.7.
Okay.
Disaster or other emergency. Organized sporting events, non-commercial public speaking, and public assembly activities conducted on any public space or public right-of-way.
Okay.
That's
that's basically if you're on that side of the.
This is public right here.
I believe.
Public easement, public right-of-way. These are public utilities right here.
Okay.
I can stand on any of this.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
Your lieutenant told me I head up to the trees last time.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And from my understanding, and I was looking at it a different way, and that's what it says. That's what it says.
Right.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Hey, man. Just
to let you know, I just spoke to my lieutenant, and yes, that applies to basically us doing anything with it. But by the city ordinance, that does not cover if somebody wants to sign a citation against you. That's not us. If somebody is willing to sign a citation and go in front of a judge,
don't sign it. Don't issue it.
I have no choice.
Yeah, you can. If they say I want to sign it, say bye, I'm leaving.
But it's the same thing with you. I am not going to violate your rights to do what you want to do. I'm not going to.
Check this out. Check this out. You have a duty before God to uphold justice. Hold on.
I'm not arguing with you there, okay?
No, you are. You will argue with me because here's what you're going to do. You are saying you're willing to sign a citation for people who are perpetuating injustice, who are murdering children, and you're going to say, I'm just doing my job. You are, because you'll sign the citation, right?
I am not signing the citation.
You'll issue it, though, if they sign it. You'll come here, and you'll give them a... Yes, you do. Leave. Just leave. Just leave. Just don't even have anything to do with it. Say, no, I will not acknowledge what you're doing here today. That's what you can do.
I can do that, but then... I'm
that.
not arguing with you there. I can do that, but then I am not doing my job like you said.
Good. Don't do that part of your job because it's unjust.
Then what's the difference with you? Then what is the difference with me?
God's law, justice.
Okay.
Actual justice.
Okay. But within my job, because so then basically I have to basically derelict my duties. So
look,
that I can, and I'm just having conversation.
If you were an officer of the law 150 years ago, and the federal court said, "Hey, we're going to
150 years ago."
Hold on, it doesn't matter. This is perfectly relevant.
Okay.
The federal judge says, "We're going to pass the fugitive slave law. All peace officers must return runaway slaves to their masters so that they can be beaten and enslaved further." Would you do that? Would you call that a dereliction of duty if you turned your eyes and turned the other way, or if you even actually helped that slave to escape?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm not arguing with you, and I'm not disagreeing with what you guys are preaching to them at all. Okay. But I am letting you know, because not all officers are going to be like me or like any other officer. Not saying that I would not issue the citation, or I would.
You shouldn't.
Okay. But
you should do what you should do.
I'm just going to let you know, for further reference for you, that if an officer does want to issue a citation, he can arrest you and take you to jail if somebody is willing to sign the citation.
Why is that in the noise ordinance then? How can I be cited for something that... Look, the reason number 5 is in there in that noise ordinance is because a lawsuit was won against this very thing.
I understand that.
They added that. They amended the noise ordinance because of a lawsuit that was won.
Man, I'm not arguing with you, okay? I'm just saying...
Explain to me how somebody can cite me then for something that's legal.
It's a noise disturbance.
So what? It's legal.
I'm not arguing with you that this is legal, but if somebody finds that... Okay,
hold on. Is what I'm doing illegal?
If you are on private property...
That's illegal if I've been asked to leave, right?
If you've been asked to leave...
If I've been asked to leave private property, it's illegal for me to stay, right?
Man, I'm not even...
Is it illegal?
That's trespassing.
Okay, is what I'm doing illegal?
Right now, no.
No.
I'm not.
Then how can I be cited for something that's not illegal?
I'm not saying the protesting is illegal.
Either is the speaker. I just read to you the city noise ordinance says that.
I can talk to you all day, but if you're gonna talk over me, I'm not gonna get anything out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean,
I'm sorry, you're right, you're right. I know, you're right, go ahead.
Okay, to have a conversation with you, okay? If you are driving down the road on public property with a vehicle and you're using that vehicle to preach, is that the same thing? Because that's public property. You're using a speaker to incite what you believe in.
Right.
Which is basically the same thing you're doing. So if somebody's driving up and down the street here and slow rolling this place, because nothing says that there's a minimum speed limit along this road, and there's nobody, he's not blocking traffic, he's not doing anything like that, or she, and they're using the speakers of their vehicle to then preach what they're doing, can they be cited for that?
No.
Yes, they can.
They shouldn't be.
Okay.
They shouldn't be.
That's your. But I'm letting you know that they can be.
Why? It's not illegal.
Okay, the loud noise.
Can somebody cite me for standing here?
No.
Why not?
Okay, here's my lieutenant. If you'd
Why
like
can't
to
they?
talk to him. If you'd like to talk to him
Yeah,
and have
that's
the
fine. I
conversation.
got about 5 minutes. What's up, man?
Buddy.
He doesn't agree with. He can still be cited.
Okay. Why can I be cited for something not illegal that is in the noise ordinance that I have the right to do?
It's actually, the permit actually helps protect you in that.
I don't need a permit.
I know you don't
Right.
need a permit, okay? But the permit actually helps protect you in that case, because what happens is somebody calls in and they're going to sign a complaint against you for disturbing their peace.
Yeah, and then what you say is say, I'm sorry, I don't need to have you sign this complaint because he's protected by this noise ordinance amendment.
No.
Yes.
Everybody has got a right to have their own peace.
So
also.
okay, I want to
You
say,
have a
hold
right-
on. I want to sign a citation on him right now because he's disturbing my peace. Can I do that? And then make
He's
him go
not
to court?
disturbing your peace.
Yes, he is.
You've got us here
I was.
trying to explain
Hold on, no,
this
no.
thing.
I'm just.
Okay.
I'm giving you an
I'll tell you
analogy,
what.
sir. I was here peacefully
I'm
doing my
going to give you
thing.
an analogy right now.
Okay.
I came out here to try and talk to you
Right.
and try to make things as applicable to both sides of this issue as possible. We're like Switzerland. We're neutral in this situation. Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
understand
think
that?
that's wrong.
We are neutral.
I think there's people being murdered, and it's
I
your
believe
duty
I
to
may-
uphold
I
justice,
may actually
right?
agree with you, but
Right.
I am bound by the laws that are written in black and white. I have to
Right.
protect their rights, and I also
Just
have
like
to
the
protect
laws
your
that
rights.
say you have
okay?
to return a fugitive slave 150
Are
years ago.
Are you listening to me? I have to protect
am.
their rights just like I have to protect your
No,
rights.
you don't.
Yes,
you can
I
look
do.
the other way.
I can't do
Yes,
that.
you can. Yes, you
Okay.
can.
If
The
you're going to
sheriff,
argue,
the
if you-
sheriff ought
okay.
to come in here
Let me tell
and
you
he
the
ought
way
to
it-
arrest that
Let me
abortionist.
tell you the way this is going to go. You're not going to listen to me. So if we have to come out here and they want to sign a complaint against you, they're going to sign a complaint against you, and then you're going to have to take your time and your money to go down to court to fight that particular
Okay,
issue.
let me ask you why I can't sign a complaint on him right now then. If what he's doing isn't
What is he
illegal.
doing? What is he doing
Nothing.
to disturb your peace?
Oh, I could just make something up right now
Then
and
you
say,
have to fight that in your day of court.
I know,
If you
but
wanna
would
make
you
something
have
up
to
and
go to
sign it
court for
against-
that?
Well, if you're gonna,
Can I force you to go to court and waste your time and money for doing something that's not illegal
we're
just
not
because
the
I
ones
feel like
that are
it?
going to be forcing you to go to court.
Okay.
The person that's signing the citation
I
is the one
know.
that's
I'm
going to
saying
The
that's
person signing
totally
the complaint.
bogus.
You're disturbing that person's peace.
I know, but
Okay?
sir,
Why can't they sign a complaint against
because
you for
the
disturbing
law
their
says
peace?
I can use this out here. That's why.
You can use it,
Written
but
in
if
black
somebody
and white.
wants to sign a citation against you, they have every right
Right,
to do
I
so,
know.
and then you have to go to court and explain to the judge why you should be
Okay,
exempt.
so hold on. He told me. So if I'm just standing here with my sign, disturbing people's peace as they drive by, can they sign a citation against me?
No, they can't.
Why not?
Because you're
Man,
not
please
using
don't go
any
in there.
amplified means.
Well, hold on. Why does that change?
Because you're not
We're
using
talking
any
about
amplified
Jesus
means.
Christ.
Why does that
If
change?
you get the permit, like I said,
You need something?
that is actually going to help you when you go to court and say, Your Honor, right here, we have got
I'm
a
not
permit
going to get a
for loud."
permit for every time I come out here.
And I
That's
don't
ridiculous.
blame you. All we're saying is your protest has to be
got more?
kept peaceable, and it needs to be at a volume that does not disturb other people.
Right. But why is noise different than pictures? If neither are illegal, how can I be cited for either
They
one?
don't have to look at the pictures. If they don't want to look at the pictures, they don't have to look at the pictures.
They don't
When it
have
comes
to.
to the
They
noise,
don't.
that person over in that house has no way to block the noise from getting inside their
He can get in
house.
his car and leave.
It's his property.
I know, but he can leave, right?
This is not your property.
I know it's not.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Why would he have to leave his own house
He
because you're
doesn't have
disrupting his
to.
activities?
If he doesn't want to hear the noise, he can leave. If they don't want to see the picture, they can turn their head.
Okay, where do you live at?
I live in Norman, Oklahoma.
You live in Norman? So somebody could park out in front of your house, turn their radio on full blast.
No, that's not what.
Why?
That's
Why?
not what it says.
Why?
That's not what the law says.
Why not?
The law said, look, non-commercial is exempt from the noise ordinance. From the.
It is not.
No,
exempt
it is
from disturbing the peace.
Exemptions.
Disturbing the peace is different than the noise ordinance.
So what's the point of the noise ordinance?
The noise ordinance is if you can hear noise more than 50 feet away from its origin, it is a violation of city ordinance.
Unless those things which are exempt, safety signals and alarms, noise created for the permittee, disaster or other emergency, organized sporting events. Number 5, this was added as a result of a lawsuit that was won by a street preacher. Non-commercial public speaking and public assembly activities conducted on any public space or public right-of-way. Why is that there if it means nothing?
You read permitting.
No. That's something different.
Okay.
That's different. That's a different section. That's a different number. This one does not say it has to be permitted.
Okay.
That was the whole point of the lawsuit. They didn't have a permit. They were using public speaker. They got cited. They went to court and they won, and they added number 5 to the noise ordinance.
Okay.
Why is that there if I can still be taken to court?
The only way that I can settle this is through the courts. Okay, because they have a right.
It's been settled through the courts, sir.
Not.
That's why number 5 is there. That's why I'm protected to use this speaker out here right now.
What my lieutenant's talking about here is it's not the issue of the loudspeaker. It's the issue of disturbing someone's peace. Okay, if they have, just like you.
This is so stupid.
But does that apply like in a
This is
public
ridiculous.
setting? I think that's what the question is, because
Yes,
we're
it
on
is.
public
It's like I said earlier. If a car is driving up and down and has a lot of noise coming from their vehicle, they are technically on public property, correct? And they are driving by someone's house, and if it's disturbing their house,
if it's non-commercial public speaking and public assembly activities
does not matter.
Conducted on any public space or public
You
right
can keep
of way.
bringing that to us, but that's in
I know.
reference to the loudspeaker.
What I'm saying, if a guy is preaching from his car from a loudspeaker on a public right of way, he's covered in number 5.
That's in reference to a noise ordinance.
So
that's not in reference to disturbing the peace.
So
why is this even here? What's the point of a noise ordinance if you can still get cited for disturbing a peace? Do you understand my frustration?
I do.
I'm not mad at y'all.
No,
I'm just saying how stupid this is.
I understand, but you have to understand that, like, we have no choice when it comes to upholding, like, even if we 100% disagree with what's going on here. Okay, I personally do. Okay, but I cannot say, you know what? I pick and choose the.
Yes, you can. Just
legally,
do it.
no, I can't.
Do it.
Okay,
So what? Some laws are
happens
meant
when
to
I
be
get-
broken.
What
sir.
happens when I get taken to court? Who's going to fight for me if I take away their rights?
Sir, just ignore them. If they call you out here, go somewhere else. If they call out here, don't give them any information about what their rights are. Don't tell them, hey, you know what? I can't cite him,
I
but
can't
you
do
can.
that.
Did
I
you-
mean, I
Hey,
understand what
hold
you're saying. I
hold
can't do that.
When you
I
were
can't
in
do
the, yes, you can. You can do that.
How can I go up to somebody? It's like going up to
I'm
you
not
and being
saying
like,
say it that way.
okay, then if you're wanting me to violate their rights, how about I just violate your rights and take
No,
you guys to
because
jail?
we're in line with the justice of God.
It really is. It is
You're
violating
held
their
to
rights.
the you're held to the law of God first and foremost.
Okay.
So if in black and white the law was tomorrow that we like in China we could force women to have abortions, and you had to come in here and protect husbands dragging their women into, or maybe you were called and said, hey, she has more than one child, you have to take her to that clinic and force her in there to kill her child, would you do it? No.
But do I live in
hold
China?
on.
Is that
It
the,
doesn't
is that,
matter.
because that's
You
why
live
we
in a nation that murders children, sir.
Okay.
And look,
No, I'm not
Check this out.
agreeing with you. Okay, so just let me say my piece for a second. Okay.
on the issue about ignoring, like, because if I remember right, when I was about to go to the academy.
6 minutes overdue.
Let me try to explain to again.
we got to go anyways.
Oh, I understand. I want you all to be able to protest and get your message out there to the best of your ability, staying within everybody's legal rights. That's my ultimate objective. Okay, so can we agree on that?
Sure.
Okay. As far as the amplified sound, you are fine using amplified sound all the way up until this person over here wants to sign a complaint. When that person wants to sign a complaint, we have no choice but to let him sign the complaint.
What about when they want
That
to
doesn't mean, if they want to sign a complaint, if you're disturbing their peace, they've got a right to sign that also.
Of course they're going to
That doesn't
think that.
mean that I'm going to take you to jail. I'm going to give you the citation,
You
and we'll
shouldn't
probably
even
go
give
on
me the
down the road.
citation.
I have to.
No, you
I
don't.
cannot the only way I can not allow a citation is if I can prove that there is no violation occurring. The fact that you use an amplified sound makes me believe that there may be a violation.
All you
occurring.
have to do is go in there and say, no, look at this noise ordinance. He's within his rights. Number
No, sir.
5, and then leave.
Okay.
You don't have to tell them the
So
rest
how
of the
loud
information.
should we allow you to be?
As loud as we want, because we're
So
crying
you should
out
be
for
able to
the-
rock all of Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of
Yes.
our goal.
Yes, we
I hope we
should.
can.
Hold on.
And I agree with you
Look,
this
look.
way.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've
Hold
got
on.
to put some limits to it
No,
somewhere.
no. Look. Do you have children? Do you have
Yes, I
grandchildren?
do.
Do you have children? Okay. If it was, and you keep saying, well, we don't live in that hypothetical state, but we do live in a state similar to what I'm about to say. If somebody's dragging your child to death or to rape them behind a dumpster, should there be any limit on how loud you can cry out for them? Should anybody be able to put any kind of decibel limit on how loud you can scream for help? No. Children are being murdered in there right now. Don't put a limit on how loud I can be. No.
Okay, but what we're saying is we're not everybody that's going to come out here.
I know.
And we're giving you the heads up that if they want to sign a citation,
Okay, well, let me ask
then
you.
you're going to get a ticket and you're going to be on your merry way.
When you were in there talking to them, did you say you can sign a citation against them if you want? Did you tell them that?
Yes.
Why? Why would you give them that information? How stupid. If you're against this, why would you tell them that? Don't tell them that. Say, look at number 5. He can speak. This is what number 5 says, and leave. That's what you do.
I have no choice.
Yes, you did. You didn't have to tell them that.
Okay. The fact of the matter is, abortion is not considered.
I don't care.
Murder
It
under
is
the eyes
murder.
of-
It's
in
murder
your
under the
opinion,
eyes
it
of
is.
God. No,
Very-
in the
very
eyes
well,
of
but
God.
in man's law, what we've got
Right.
written
Man's
in
law
black
is
and white.
unjust.
But they
What
said
we've
the
got
same thing
written in
about
black
slavery,
and white,
sir.
it is legal at this
Do
particular
you know what
point.
else was legal? Murdering
Apparently,
Jews in concentration camps.
If you continue what you're doing, you may be able to get the word out there, and the laws will change, and this will be stopped. Okay, but we've got to do it within the limits of the law.
You
that
know
we've got
what
right
should be
now.
done? Is the sheriff who has authority in this jurisdiction should come down here and arrest them and defy state law.
Okay.
The governor should send in state troopers to arrest them and defy federal
Have you
law.
taken this up with the
according
sheriff?
to the 10th Amendment. Yes.
taken it up, and what is he doing?
Well, I haven't talked to the sheriff personally, but I talk to lesser magistrates all the time about their duty before God first and foremost, not to what's written in black and white for an unjust law created by men in rebellion to God.
Okay.
Your duty and your authority comes from God first and foremost.
There are a lot of laws on the books that I disagree with, but I swore an oath to uphold each and every one of those laws, regardless of my personal opinion.
So would you swear an oath to uphold an unjust law which forces a woman to have an abortion like they have in China?
If that's part of my duties, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Really? You would force a woman to murder her child against her will if it was written in black and white?
I don't know anything about what happened in China.
That's what happens in China, sir.
Well, we're not in China. We're in the United
but
States.
we're in the United States where they murder children, and you can't
Okay.
go in there and stop it.
No, I can't. Not
Right.
at this particular time.
But what
Because
you're saying
laws
is
do
that
not allow me
I
to do
know.
it.
So what? Defy the laws. Rally all the officers you can and talk to the sheriff
Okay.
yourself and say, Sheriff, you have a duty before God in your jurisdiction to defy this federal ruling, which is unjust and oppressive, and
you
let's
know
go
that's
do
not
it.
gonna
I
happen.
have. Why not?
Because I
Go
have
read
got
about
a family
Joshua
and
Glover.
a job that I've got to keep.
Go read about Joshua Glover in history. When you
don't need
leave,
to.
yes, you do.
No.
History is important, sir. If we don't know our history, we're bound to repeat it.
I think we're through here. I'm just letting you know that if somebody wants to sign a complaint, they can. If you want to use your loudspeaker and nobody signs a complaint, fine. Great.
Well, you know what's going to happen now? Because Myers went and told them, hey, you should sign a complaint against them.
I
You
didn't
can
say
do that.
you
You
should.
basically did.
How
By
did I
telling
say-
them that they can.
They're gonna sign a complaint.
You don't think
I
they're
mean, we
going
know
to
that.
now?
It's inevitable.
Of course. You gave
They're
them
not going to
information
stop
you
from
didn't
marching up
have
and
to
down
give
through here
them.
with your signs.
So what? I want
Because
to.
I have a legal
I want to talk to
obligation to
them.
make sure that you can carry these signs.
I
out
want
here.
to talk to them too. I want to be
As
heard
grotesque
by
as these
them.
signs look,
You're getting your message across.
I
Much more
have
than
got
that
a
than this
duty
week.
to
No,
allow
I'm
you
not
to do
getting
this.
my message across to the people that are in there, and they're sitting there sweating, and they're like, "Oh, I know I shouldn't
Everyone
be doing
that's
this."
going in and out of this place is seeing you with these signs.
I know, but you
That
know what?
speaks a
A
million
lot of those
words right
people
there.
have already seen those signs, or they've
Yes.
seen the pictures online when they were researching abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the signs are effective. Most of the time they're not. Sometimes I've preached and I've been heard in the clinic, and a woman's come out and said she's not going to kill her baby because she couldn't, with the things I was saying, she couldn't do it. So check this out. There are people living today, alive, crawling around, walking around, young children and infants on this planet today because somebody inside one of those places could hear my voice. So we engage the
You've
culture
talked to all
everywhere.
these lesser magistrates. You've talked to judges. What makes you think that you're going to get anywhere with 2 Oklahoma City cops?
You're
You gotta
important.
try. Gotta try.
If the sheriff,
I mean,
if the sheriff decided,
those people are the ones that dictate what
Hold on.
I do out here on the street.
But think about it. If you guys were to be the first ones to do it, I mean, what could that start? What could that lead to? I mean, it has to start somewhere, right?
Sir, I have got 6 months to go to retirement. I want my pension.
hey, go out with a bang.
Yeah, man.
I want my pension.
You're the best one to do
Hey,
it.
I gotta go though. I seriously gotta go.
I hope you understand where we're coming
I do.
from.
I'm not
all
mad
right?
at y'all.
We have
We're not
got no
disagreeing with
issues
you all,
with
okay?
what you're doing out here. Okay?
not
We might
disagreeing
even
at all.
agree with what you're doing out here. We've
I
just
want
got
you
to
to
set
go home and
boundaries
think
for both sides.
hard about this issue and your duty, because I think you actually know this is wrong. You know this is wrong.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I feel like there is conviction in your heart. I hope there is. Please go to defytyrants.com, both of you, just on your free time. When you're just like chilling and you have nothing to do, go to
Okay.
defytyrants.com and read about it.
Yeah.
In history, people have actually defied the laws, and it's done good. States can defy the federal government, and they ought to when injustice is signed into law by the feds.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave you with just one thought.
Okay.
God bless both of you all for what you're doing. Just keep in mind that other people have got rights also. Okay?
Well, not everybody.
Right now, the children.
Again, that's
The
that's
20
what you believe.
No, it's actually
That's what you
true.
believe,
It's
that's
actually
what's
true.
written in the law.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. If it was written down in the laws that like people could kill cops, it would be unjust and we shouldn't follow it, you know? All right, guys, take care.